Today is April 29th, 2025. I'm here with Mom and Dad at lunch asking the question, tell me about a favorite vacation memory.
Okay, I'm going to talk in generalities for a few minutes to give you some where we're coming from in regards to vacation. I apologize to all of the kids that they never got to go to Disneyland, but that's what happens when your family lives east and not out in California. I wasn't about to take my limited vacation to go to California, but we would drive to Mississippi, and the drive to Mississippi generally always started with early in the morning before the crack of dawn. We left in the dark, would stop in Green River, Wyoming, and for breakfast. And the kids once told me, I said, "There's Echo Reservoir." "Oh, really?" And I said, "We drove by it all the time." And then they commented, we were all asleep. And then the drive always involved counting the antelope on the way to Cheyenne. And, often we'd get over 100 quite easily. And where my grandmother Peters lived with my aunt, and that was a stop. And then the next two more nights on the road to Mississippi. I was never one to assume we would just drive it straight through. Like I know some families that won't spring for a motel. If they've got an able-bodied driver, they'll drive all night. But, that was built into our budget, is to always have a motel at night and with a pool. Lots of events happen in the motels, lots of them kind of humorous, from trying to be the first one into the pool, or else the use of the clapper trying to turn the TV on. I never could make the clapper work for me. And then, watching the joy on my dad and my dad's face. And my mother passed away in 1977. My dad would just be so excited to see us arrive. And then invariably, well, let's go to Shiloh. And this is so many memories of great vacations. But the one thing that Jackie prided herself in is I was in charge of driving and navigating, and she was involved with managing the children, which generally involved a bag of bribery.
Yes.
2 hours of good behavior gets you a Twinkie or something. And Mom was very good about that. So
I was a first grade teacher.
Yes, she was. She had those skills.
Yep.
Classroom management.
The kids were just so good.
But like I said, we had so many great vacations, but the routine was generally the same. Leave before dawn, but I always tried to make sure that we ended the driving around 4 o'clock in the afternoon to allow some pool time, and then a fine dinner at McDonald's.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Or something. But
Really?
and just to see the joy on my dad's face, we'd come visit him. But that's another time when we've got more time, I can tell some wonderful experiences we had on the drives. But let's just say it does not matter if you go by I-80, I-70, or I-40. There's not 50 miles difference in how to get to Tupelo, Mississippi from Salt Lake City. Yep. But lots of fun vacations. Yep. And like I said, never made it to Disneyland. The only kids in Utah had never been to Disneyland. But it was fun. So
that's where
another time.
That's where I learned my love of navigating, because when we got the turn to sit in the front seat, our job was navigator, so we knew how to read an atlas, so we could do that.
We would do very well on relative race where they're not allowed to use GPS.
Yep, we would do that.
Map.
Yeah, and your bags, you had a bag of treats, and then you had a bag of toys, and you would reverse. So 2 hours, you would open your bag of treats. And in the next 2 hours, it would be a tiny little toy to keep us busy, like a little maze with those little metal ball bearings in it, just things. And I've used that for my kids on
And when we
trips.
were
Very good.
when we got the Astro van with the third seat,
Oh yeah.
that third seat was always reserved for sleeping.
Yep.
It was one person got the third seat for, I don't know what their system was because I was driving, but maybe it was a 2-hour break stretched out on the seat.
It was pretty much Melissa owned that back seat.
Oh,
Sometimes she would share with us, but mostly Melissa got it. But I remember getting it a lot too. But I had to share with Melissa.
yeah.
So
one person got the back seat and 3 shared the middle seat.
yes, it
But
was.
those vacations, it just makes me laugh.
That was
The
fun.
various events that happened. But
Yep.
maybe another day I'll pull up some specific events.
Yeah,
We'll let Jackie talk in a second.
that would be fun.
Oh,
Okay, Mom,
I
is
can't
it,
remember.
Do you remember anything?
you,
I
do you,
think
Have a
one of the
question?
or any favorite memories of vacations? So maybe it could be camping, or it could be
remember. I think
your
when
cruise, or
we went up to. Did you go with us when we went to Nauvoo, Illinois?
yeah,
We
I
went
did.
through St. Louis and visited the Mossbackers,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't have a hotel in near Nauvoo,
Yeah.
so we stayed in Keokuk, Iowa. And I just remember I had the hottest slide in the state. It was like a dive motel, but it had a pool and a slide, and that slide was like sliding down a skillet. But you guys are going to go for swimming. And
Oh, really?
We're
yeah,
so,
well, you know, it worked. I mean,
Yeah.
we were 17 miles from Nauvoo, or whatever. We drove across the river, and but,
oh, that's funny.
yeah, that's
Yeah, and it went upstairs. It was like on an upper level. It was a 2-level. I remember.
Well, there's so many of them like that. I do remember most all of them, but the fact I was so happy to get.
Yeah.
Nobody told me that there was a pageant going on in Nauvoo.
Yeah,
You know, that's the summer pageant. It's on for 2 or 3 weeks, and they were singing and dancing, and that was good.
yeah.
Let's see, what did one of the things that was always fun watching getting off the plane, watching Mom's hair go boing,
Oh,
almost instantaneously with the humidity.
yep. The humidity of the hair.
And you know, when we flew back with she and I for our, we flew back in September after we were married in May. And oh, she was so on the airplane. She was so pretty and ready to get off the plane and meet the relatives and the people, friends in Mississippi. And it's like she goes, I can't breathe. Almost like the humidity. Oh, I'm dying.
That humidity is rough.
I mean, and when you step
hard.
off the plane in the middle of the summer in September,
Yeah.
it's hot.
It's hot. Yeah. Well,
Oh.
I remember you guys came out to visit us a couple of times when we lived in California, and we went to the beach, and we went to Disneyland. There was a
boy.
Disneyland trip that we all went to,
You know,
and Legoland. Legoland.
Legoland.
Adam still remembers Legoland, and
Yeah.
he was just a little kid. I think he was only about 3. But Ashley has such fun memories of
there's a
Legoland.
picture of Adam somewhere.
Yeah.
He's adjusting the tires on one of the
Yeah.
cars in Legoland.
He was pushing that car and couldn't figure out why it wasn't going, and so he went down on his hands and knees and looked under the
Trying to figure
tried
it
to
out.
look under the engine like his daddy did.
But it was that was a great
That was a fun trip.
a great trip, and
Yeah,
we had lots of fun
yeah.
things. But like I said, we never made it to Disneyland.
Until
And
Michelle graduated.
From Mississippi to Florida, Disney World really wasn't that big yet.
Yeah,
But Disney World, that would have been another 2-day drive to Florida.
yeah, that's probably true.
It would have been a very long day. But
Yeah,
Doug was telling me how him and his brothers would drive back to Schenectady, New York.
that's a long
He
drive.
said we'd drive straight through. We'd drive 20 hours straight through.
Oh, I wouldn't.
But
do that.
these are 2 or 3 college boys,
Mm-hmm.
guys, and they just
Well,
and Doug's pretty tight with his money, and I can imagine the Burnett kids made quite a few trips nonstop to somewhere, because if we can drive it in 14 hours, we're going to do it and not spend a motel.
Well, I'm grateful that we had lots of hotel experiences, like the one that we got moved to a house that they reserved for people who were victims of fires.
Oh,
and
that was in St. Louis.
Yeah, and we were told, like, you guys can use this, but if there's a house fire that someone gets displaced, then they need to have the house. And that was the coolest. That was pretty cool to be staying in a house. And we were watching the Country Chicken
I don't remember.
blooper ads. Or Country Chicken, either Country Chicken or Country Kitchen blooper ads
Anyway,
at that place. So that was fun.
Let's see, like I said, and we had to go to Shiloh 2 or 3 times at least.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's something. There's a lot of history of the Civil War in Mississippi. But
Yeah.
no, I just came across those pictures. And